All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Two Girls, One League, episode 21. Still the off season, sadly. Here joined with Paige.
What's
Alex
up?
is out of the office. So is Sil. Sil's been out of the office for a while, but
Yes,
we're going strong. We're
still
going strong.
retired.
We're hanging in there. Any updates in life, Paige?
I need to do my bracket, my March Madness bracket.
Yeah, I do too.
I gotta get that done by Thursday before tip off?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta submit that. I feel like I'm in so many of those this year.
Do you watch college basketball?
I do, yeah.
I
It
don't
doesn't
watch
make it any easier though.
I don't watch as much as I should, and apparently there's no Philly team in it since first time since 1980 or something. There's not a
Oh,
Philly team.
really?
It's like how much more pain can we go through?
Wait, Villanova's not in it?
Villa's nope.
What?
I know what the fuck.
Um, yeah, no. I mean, even if you do watch, it doesn't really matter. It's because there's always those random upsets anyway.
Yeah, true.
So
True.
it's just like sometimes people who don't watch literally have a better chance of having a better bracket because they just pick based on like the stupid shit, like they like their colors or they like the mascot,
Yep.
and then they'll end up doing better than the person that actually watches.
That's kind of me. I only pay attention to it for betting purposes, but yeah. LMAO. All right, well, let's just dive into some free agency. Free agency began today. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, a lot. My Twitter timeline was active today.
Yeah.
Active. There was a lot going on, which I kind of forgot. It kind of came up kind of fast, and like Monday, like so random. But yeah, a lot of big contracts, like low key big contracts. Um, like Jawan Taylor, he played at Florida when we were there, and he was drafted early to Jacksonville, and then he just signed like a massive contract with the Chiefs, like 80 mil,
Wow.
like 4 year. Yeah, like just like people like that, like who aren't like giant names to people, but like someone I recognize, like just those things. I feel like just flew under the radar, really.
Well, yeah, Washington signed, I think, Deron Payne, 4 year,
Hmm.
4 year, 90 million.
Yep.
And I was like, who?
Yeah, exactly.
I was like,
There's been
okay.
a lot of those have been dropping.
Yeah, I was like, get the bag. But I think we're gonna see this a lot more now, like especially as like money is so important to these players taking
Yeah,
care
but
of
I'm
their
also like,
families.
where is this money coming from?
Oh, I know.
I didn't know Chiefs had room to do shit like that.
Yeah, especially because who the fuck is on their offense?
Right. And I was like,
Um,
what?
yeah, and I mean, Javon Hargrave just signed a 4 year, 84 million too. He was a really important part of the Eagles defense.
Hmm.
So now we're without him too, and TJ Edwards just signed some with the Bears. I mean, Howie Roseman needs to do something.
We had a lot of Ravens. We had a lot of people sign with other teams that got like low key big contracts, like Ben Powers. He signed with Broncos, 4 year, 52 mil,
Wow.
and our tight end Oliver, he signed with I think Minnesota. Those were guys that we got like. I guess, well, no, Ben Powers is good. He was a fourth round, but we got Josh Oliver like seventh round or whatever. And then what we got out of those guys for what they were, like they were late picks, we got some good stuff out of them, which is
Well,
good.
and didn't they released Calais Campbell?
Yeah, that shit's sad. That shit breaks my heart. That's like, you're about to see like the Lamar casualties. That's a Lamar casualty. Um, which really sucks. Like for those are the kinds of people that you forget. Like when I'm like, oh, I'm ready to give it all to Lamar, and it's like, what are you really willing to like risk for it? You forget guys like that. Like they're just like such heart and soul. Ravens, in my opinion. Like, obviously, he wasn't with us like that long, but he's such a fucking good player. Oh my God. He's a
Please,
big guy.
please break down what the fuck is happening
Well,
with
see,
Lamar. Please,
I
because
don't
is
think I
it
have the
collusion?
energy to even get into that because it's a freaking Pandora's box. Once you open this, you can't close it. It's like,
A
I
good
don't know if I
analogy.
have it in me. Like, it's really so much.
It is gotta be collusion how nobody wants to sign Lamar Jackson in his prime.
Okay. I don't know if it's necessarily yes, I see yes, both of those sides. But also, I mean, we're not in it's not like legal yet for people to talk to him until what, Wednesday? So like I feel like there's gonna be some talks because how can there not be? Like somebody's got to. But at the same time, I do agree with the collusion of the owners. Um, I don't know if it's necessarily like I really do think that would happen to anybody. Like I don't think the owners none of the owners approved of what went on with Deshaun Watson and that deal. Like they were not cool with that. None of the owners like agreed to something like that happening. And I think this is them being like, like we're not letting the market get like this with the guaranteed money. So they all are like forming an alliance in that sense to be like, we didn't okay that, and that's not going to be a thing. Um, but at the same time, like, what do they know about what the Ravens offered, and are they even able to match a deal like that? I mean,
Yeah,
if they know that the Ravens already put up like a ton of money in guaranteed and they're like, we're not going to be able to give anything that's better than what the Ravens offered, then what's the point? There's no point.
I mean, I think that exclusive franchise tag is really smart for the Ravens because they can essentially get 2 firsts for him, but then,
Yeah,
they're
but he's
challenging.
worth so much more.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're challenging him and being like, "You know what? Fuck it, like, let's see what you can get out of it, not having an
I
agent and
Yeah.
whatever."
I think it
So,
can go either way because yeah, like you can get fucked in that sense where you get 2 first round picks and he's worth so much more than 2 first round picks. But then there's the other thing where is the front office smart enough to know that they know that the market that Lamar wants isn't out there. And so Lamar goes out there thinking that this market is out there. And then he comes back and now the Ravens have leverage in that sense because what Lamar thought was out there isn't actually out there.
yeah.
So if you're a Ravens fan, that's what you're hoping. But you never know. There were so many before that came out. What was it, last Tuesday that this happened? Last Wednesday? I think it was Tuesday. But I mean, like, there were so many worst case scenarios that were going on that I was like, my head was everywhere with that. Cause I was like, there were some worst case scenarios. Like, if this goes to after the draft and hey, he wants to be in Miami and he chooses that Miami comes up with a way to construct his contract that the Ravens can't match it with, like, I don't know, like, there's so many ways to freaking move money if you have the space to do it.
Yeah.
Um, and so they come up with some crazy thing and they don't have 2 first round draft picks to be able to do that. And then we get fucked with like whatever they can give us, which is like, I think it has to be 2 first round, but like, I think if it gets to that point, like it doesn't have to be this, like it didn't have to be this year. So it would be like next year and the year after. And then we essentially get fucking nothing out of it and we get
Exactly.
screwed.
Yeah.
Um,
Part
so
of
like,
me thinks, though, that maybe the Ravens just his attitude, I don't know, Lamar's attitude towards the end of the season, I mean, when he didn't even, like he didn't even travel that one game, he didn't even bother. I feel like
mhm.
they could be kinda just sick of him. Maybe that's why people have a tinted view of him now because he seemed like he checked out towards the end of the season, but who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it can go both ways. Like our front office, like they could have been on this like before they could have figured this shit out before Deshaun signed, and then we wouldn't even be in this spot. Like I don't know. I feel like there's so many factors. I feel like it can really go both ways, but I'm just hopeful that I'm more hopeful now than I was a few weeks
Well,
ago because I
yeah.
was like, this is not going to get done. And now I'm seeing stuff that even if they don't get a deal done, that he's going to play under the tag and he's not going to like sit out all season, which like that's the shit that I just don't want to deal with is like him sitting out or him not coming to training camp and then all of that. I would rather lose him than deal with that all year
Yeah, I agree. We'll
or
see
bad
what
blood like that.
we'll see what happens with him. I think a lot of quarterbacks are wanting big money. Raiders just signed Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think Devontae Adams is too happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
We'll see.
Um, I don't know what they probably will get a young guy in the draft. I mean, you got to have some of these guys who are coming out of the draft. Like they are great quarterbacks in my opinion, but I don't think that they are necessarily NFL ready. And you don't want to start one of these guys right away and kill their confidence and then just destroy them as a player. Like you need a band-aid quarterback to hold you over. Get these guys some reps, some practice, and then you're fine. I mean, Jimmy's obviously would they sign him? How long?
3 years.
Oh, I don't. He's not going to be there 3 years.
Yeah, I doubt it.
But you need people to like hold you over. I don't know.
Um, well, I was shocked. Well, speaking of quarterbacks in the draft, Panthers are probably going to grab CJ Stroud, trading for that
Hmm.
number one pick. But then reports said that the Panthers are open to trading back down. It's like, you ever seen the movie Draft Day with Kevin Costner?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That type of shit. Like, they traded for the number one pick, and then now they're like, nah, fuck it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
we'll see what they do. That was hella bold.
I feel like it's always so hard to predict that stuff. Like there's so many mock drafts and stuff, and I don't know how many people ever get those right.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna. If they do stay at number one, they'll definitely take a quarterback,
Hmm.
because who the fuck are they? Who Panther? I'm sorry, Panthers. Come on,
Yeah.
Anthony
I don't
Richardson.
know.
I don't think Anthony Richardson's gonna go there. If they did though,
Where do you think he'll end up? Where is Seattle in their draft? Who's got the pick? I don't even know the freaking order.
um,
I'm
I
looking
don't.
it up right now.
I don't know either. Tbh.
Seahawks. If he makes it to 5, I think Seahawks will take him.
Hmm.
Because I think that like I said, that's like a perfect scenario where Gino is obviously not going to be the court QB1 for like ever, ever. You got him, and then you have this guy who's gonna get him ready.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I remember you saying, Anthony Richardson. You don't know the hype around him. Do you still feel that way?
Hmm. Oh God. Okay. Yeah. I kind of ate my words a little bit on that because the combine, he like had like he broke like all of these records and shit, and I was like, all right, like he fucking went off and like is this freak athlete, but I still stand by my him not being necessarily like a QB1 in the NFL like immediately. Like I still don't really see that. Um but yeah, I did eat my words on that. I'm like, okay, really? Like I was like, I don't know if he's worth all this hype, and then he just like went fucking off. Um but no, I still feel that way. Like I still think that that's a realistic scenario for him is to go somewhere with like Gino being the starting quarterback, and then when those guys fuck up, and then you put these guys in, and then they're ready. Like I don't know if he's ready to start right away. I still stand by that.
Yeah, I'm not sure any of these quarterbacks are like ready to start right away. I mean,
No, but
it's
I
been
also think that these are honestly best case scenario for the whole Lamar thing because now and none of these people like are necessarily trying to give a 200 million guaranteed contract when they can get a good young guy for cheap.
yeah, and I think that's going to be the direction of a lot of teams. Like, how cheap is it? to draft somebody and keep a first round pick for 5 years under one small contract and just overwork the fuck out of them. Like
Mm-hmm.
as a comparison to like paying, Jalen Hurts is about to get a fuck ton of money. I mean, that's why the Eagles are kind of
Oh
going
yeah.
spiraling this offseason, because we're going to have to come up with ways to Devontae Smith has to get paid at some point. Like, it's crazy how much the GMs have to do
Mm-hmm.
with cap and cap space and whatnot.
Yeah. How you feel about Kelsey staying though?
Oh my god. Everybody go on to Jason Kelsey's website, buy all his merch, watch the pod he's on, because we
Why?
owe we owe Jason Kelsey, okay? The fact that Jason Kelsey is returning
Mm.
is solid proof that the Eagles offense will be somewhat relevant next year, and our offense is going to have to carry us because we're losing a shit ton of defensive
Yeah, you
players.
guys are.
So, thank goodness that Jason Kelsey's coming back. I mean,
Are they gonna figure out how to get Slay to stay? You
I
think?
think at this point we're going to keep Slay just because it doesn't really make sense to trade him, especially after what Jalen Ramsey just went for, a fucking third-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're just going to keep him and kind of like figure out the contract later because he's under contract for one more year. So
Oh, okay. Oh, why was everybody acting like he was like
because
immediate leaving?
like we might as well trade him now and get something for it versus letting him walk in free agency, because I don't think
Gotcha.
we'll resign
Because then
him
you get
next
nothing.
year.
Yeah.
But I don't think trading him's worth it. I say just keep him one more year.
Yeah, especially after losing as much as you did, you kind of need him, right?
Yeah, we do need him. We need a number one cornerback. But yeah, I'm glad Jason Kelsey's staying. I've heard some reports on maybe Adam Thielen joining the Eagles. I don't think that's realistic
Yeah, I saw
either.
that.
I don't think we need him necessarily.
Yeah, I don't think
I
you need
mean,
him.
the Ravens could benefit from Adam Thielen.
Yeah, I heard Ravens were going to watch OBJ work out.
OBJ sweepstakes again. What a diva.
Yeah, what's going on with that? I wasn't really paying too close of attention.
I don't know, when teams hear OBJ is working out again, it's like they flock to him. But I mean, he is not relevant anymore. He hasn't played in a year. Sure, he can like catch and whatnot, but don't think he's gonna produce on a team.
Damn.
To the way that people hype him up, I don't think so. Like, sure, he'll
Yeah.
get maybe 500, 600, 700 yards, but he's long gone.
Yeah, I wonder where he'll end up. That's
Um,
crazy. Oh,
I
there's
just think it's ridiculous how a guy like OBJ can take a year off of his job, do whatever the fuck he wants, and then potentially join the Super Bowl winning team and just be like, yo, I'm the wide receiver one.
Mhm.
I think
Well,
that's
also, like,
crazy.
you always come back a little different after an injury too, so who knows how he comes back after this ACL.
Oh yeah, not to mention his ACL was an injury before he took time
Mhm.
off. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Maybe he'll go to Jerry World
They said Sam Darnold is going to 49ers for a year.
as a backup.
Yeah, obviously. I don't
Oh
think he's going
goodness,
as a starter.
Brock Purdy versus Sam Darnold masterclass.
I think Brock's got it.
Yeah, I don't know. When I look at the quarterbacks in the NFC, Jalen Hurts has got to be the best quarterback in the NFC. I mean, he's stacked up against what? Geno Smith, Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy. Tom Brady's out of the equation now.
Daniel Jones.
Aaron Rodgers is out of the equation now. Yeah, so I think Jalen Hurts is QB1 in the NFC.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Daniel Jones getting paid that much money. We don't have Alex
Yeah.
here to back us up.
I know. I feel like I don't know. I think that I didn't see them not giving him that basically or close to what he wanted. I think that was close to what he wanted, right?
I think he got 40 million.
I think it wasn't he going for like 45 mil?
Yeah. Yeah, and Patrick Mahomes, in retrospect, makes 45 mil. I mean, granted, he signed a couple years sooner,
And he also
but
signed for like a lot longer of time though.
yeah, yeah. So I don't think Danny's contract is fully guaranteed, but we'll see.
No, it's not. I think what's it like 160 something and then maybe 140 something of it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact number. I don't know. This like this is gonna open a can of worms, but like I feel like I kind of was talking to my dad about this. Like I feel like the white guys like they always get what they want, like the white quarterbacks, like who are like they do a good enough job. Like he took them to playoffs. Like they had a pretty good year for what was around him.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree with that to a certain extent. I think I saw this one infographic and it was like the top 10 highest quarterbacks that were paid. And like, I noticed myself that like the black quarterbacks on that list were better than some of the white quarterbacks, but the white quarterbacks were paid more. I was like, okay. Um,
well, yeah, like I saw like somebody put out like like Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray, like those guys are up there and stuff too for like guaranteed money and shit like that. But like I honestly think like Lamar, like if Lamar is playing how he's playing, he's white, like he's already been paid. Like I don't know. I just honestly feel like that's true. Like for like the biggest example to me in that is like Kirk Cousins. Like look at how much money he makes. Like and in my opinion, Lamar is a way better quarterback than he is. Like I don't know.
I agree.
Do not freaking clip this because that'll go fucking crazy on TikTok.
I'm not gonna clip it, but I I think it's crazy too how like people change the narrative too. Like how many times has Kirk fucked up in a primetime game and they make a meme out of it, but someone like Jalen Hurts or, Lamar messes up in a game and it's like, what the fuck ever.
Anyway, that's I mean that the QB talk and the contract like it's like it's Pandora's box. Like you just go in circles with it. Like there's just so many. I don't know. You can see stuff and you can't see stuff, and it goes both ways. It's all just it's a mess. But
Um, what do we think? Do we think Tom Brady can return?
no, I don't think he's going to return.
Do you see
His
his
tweet
tweet?
also made it seem like he's not going to. I don't know. Maybe I'm like too gullible to believe that, but like I feel like he's actually done now.
I don't know. Third time's a charm.
I like yes, that's what we were saying before he did like before he retired again this time. We were like, "Oh no, he's definitely coming back all this stuff." But now I'm like now I see him doing the TV stuff now that he has that big ass money contract.
I think it's crazy. He must have saw one of our posts because I posted a clip that was like us talking about when he's playing too, and in the clip I was like, he's playing till he's 50, and then the next morning retires on the beach.
Yeah. I time to be a dad, I don't know. Hang out with your kids.
I don't know. I feel like we could all benefit from seeing our Tom Brady. I think I would. I mean,
No, I feel like how he went out this year was sad. Like, I don't know.
that's true. That's true.
Like, I wish he like had him. Like, bro, end it when it was good.
But imagine him on the Dolphins with Jalen Ramsey and Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. Are you shitting me?
Yeah, that would be crazy. That I'm sure that alone probably he like gets him being like, oh god, I want to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I mean, he's gonna if he comes back to the NFL, he'll let Greg Olson keep that broadcasting spot, which a lot of people like.
Oh, people were up in arms over that. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, he was probably great, whatever, but it's fucking Tom Brady. Like, sorry, like you're
we've
acting like
never
you're gonna
heard
do some
we we've
like
never
if
even
I
heard Tom Brady.
go
What if Tom Brady's awful at announcing? What if he's like fucking Chris Collinsworth?
that's just how it works. Like that's just how this world works. There are so many people where that's the same case, but it's the name. Like that's just it is what it is. Sorry.
That's
I
true.
mean it worked for real.
I mean,
There's like I could think about that in lacrosse. Like there's so many people who announce for lacrosse, like Charlotte North. No offense to this girl, like amazing player, but like I tuned out of the broadcast that she was on because I was like, I can't listen to this voice and like I can't listen to the way she's talking and like I'm like I could do way better job, but this girl's a freaking like two-time Tewarden winner and won a national championship and is like all goal leader. Like of course they're not going to consider me over her. Come
yeah,
on, that's just how the world works. Like
yeah, yeah.
sorry
It's all
everyone.
about who you know and what you do,
It's
and
it's it's the name. They don't. It doesn't matter. More people are going to tune in. Like your grandma and grandpa, they don't know who Greg Olson is. They know who Tom Brady is. Like that's just how it works. Sorry.
my favorite announcer has got to be Tony Romo.
Yeah, I love
Despite me
him.
being an
Love him,
Eagles
love him.
fan, I think Tony Romo is my favorite announcer for
I
sure.
think I feel like everybody collectively agrees with that one.
Yeah,
If you're not, you need to go listen to some tape because like everybody loves him.
I think the
Yeah.
worst probably. It's a struggle between Joe Buck and Chris Collinsworth. I really like Troy Aikman,
Mhm.
but yeah.
I saw the funniest, most savage tweet in my feed today. So, um, Eric DaCosta's wife, she's very active on Twitter. If you don't follow her, Lacey, she's like super interactive with fans. It's like good and bad, but um, there she also interacts with a lot of like of the same people, and one of them is this other Ravens lady, and she tweeted at Lacey and was like, "Our super fan at this guy Trippy Kicka wants us to get him unblocked by at Marlon Humphrey, lol." And then Lacey quote retweeted it with a picture of the guy and was like, Marlon, I can vouch for Trippy. Please unblock. He's a good egg. And then Marlon tweeted back at Lacey and goes, he didn't do nothing. I just don't want him on my timeline. I was like, that is savage and so funny. He was like, nah, I'm good. Like he straight up just told the owner's wife, like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh my god.
Like if you that's honestly worse than like having done something and being blocked for like saying some shit to him. Like he literally said he didn't do anything wrong. Like I literally just don't want to see your name in my timeline. Like that's so much worse.
They just got humiliated. Is Marlon Humphrey even relevant?
Yes, he's actually a pretty good follow. Some of his takes suck, but
I mean, didn't aren't they like is wasn't there recent news about him free agency wise? Didn't he get paid or something?
no, he got paid like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. So he's still under contract.
Yeah, I think he's under
Um,
contract for a little while.
all right. Well, give me your way too early Super Bowl prediction for next year.
I literally can't even do this because these teams aren't even at roster size. Some of them, like,
If you had to
if
guess,
I had to guess, whew, honestly, not. Honestly, maybe the Chiefs. um, hmm, maybe Miami.
yeah,
Whip
I can
something
see
out of left
Miami.
field. Miami.
I think the tricky part is figuring out the NFC because while there is a good handful of teams, all the quarterbacks in the NFC are just mid. Like Rodgers is leaving. Like I just feel like it's tricky with NFC every year. Whereas the AFC, I mean, the Chiefs are pretty obvious. You can always pretty much bet that the
Hmm.
Bengals, Chiefs, and Bills are going to be in contention for the next however the fuck long.
Hmm. Well, also Chiefs. They got rid of They moved on from Orlando Brown, so I wonder where he'll end up because pretty sure he had a pretty good game for them in like playoffs and stuff, right? Well, he was
Um,
with the Ravens, and then we moved on from him because obviously we couldn't pay him what he wanted. Um, but I, I wonder where he will end up because that's kind of a big deal. So,
yeah.
all right, well, Ravens definitely aren't in my Super Bowl way early prediction. I'm kinda out on them. Hopefully, that's a good thing because normally I'm in on them, and maybe this will be the one time that I say I'm out on them and they'll actually do it. So, I'll go with that, but I'm not sold on them as a super early pick. That's for sure.
I'm really interested to see how the Eagles will be, especially I just think that Super Bowl loss is gonna haunt us. I think that was our real window. We're gonna have such a
Yeah.
hard schedule next year. I
Mhm.
think that's gonna really, really hurt. It's gonna sting for a while not winning that game. It still haunts me low key. But
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
I
know.
agree. I mean, same thing like we talked about with the Bengals, like, this is their window.
Yeah. If we can give, Jalen Hurts good enough weapons, I think our offense will be relevant for a lot of years. It's just that defensive piece. I mean, we also need a defensive coordinator, so we'll see what comes out of it. The worst thing that could happen for the Eagles is if we, just like the 2017 year where we won and then we became shit, if we, the next following seasons, we just become shit. That would be my
Mhm.
biggest fear. So we'll see what happens with them. Um,
Word.
Alrighty.
That's
Well,
all from your girls. Follow us on
that's it.
Instagram, follow us on Twitter, 2 girls, 1 Lee, all letters. Oh, I meant TikTok. Follow us on TikTok.
Yeah, our platform's been popping off a little bit
I don't
recently.
even read the comments anymore, deadass.
Don't read the comments, they're really bad. Also
I
don't
don't
comment.
even I don't even bother reading them because like, they're so stupid, and they also only see, like, 1 second of what we talk about. And this motherfucker is the one that clips them so that people think we're stupid, so it's their fault. And
Dude, the people comment what they think.
this
They're
one guy commented and was like, I don't even know what the context was. It must have been it was I think it was the skull video, and he was like, "I wouldn't." He commented and was like, "I wouldn't do you," or something like, and I literally commented back and I was like that was a fucking option, boy.
Some people are so fucking crazy. The
What? Like you had a
audacity
chance. You look musty as hell.
the audacity, we say the same things as most men, and then, because 'cause
Like,
we're women.
like, please clip the like what I'm saying. It's like these are some of the most lukewarm takes. For real, grow the fuck up. Bye. All right, I'm out.
Alright, see y'all.
Bye.